Hello, all. Hello, Frank. Hello, UFO Wisconsin. Ray, weary traveler. Whew, I think we're all weary in this journey. Hello, Eric S. Kate, Judith, Jen. Hello, Cosmo Girl. Hello. I'm not certain I'll even get that one right. Anna K, maybe. Hello, Paul. Hello. Hello, Gravy Davy. Weezer. LSU girl, fiery Leo. Let's see. And then it just went quick. Just went scooting past. It was absolutely awesome. The basketball game was good. Wearing my Roll Tide shirt in honor of the Spoon Lady today. A lot of people digging the shirt. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Clown. Hello, Karen. Is that nope? That is an Alabama. I am rolling with the Pat Tide, the Spoon Lady Tide today. Let's see, MGU girl, good to see you. Katja. Let's see, banks are not sending money payments to correct banks. Anyone? Oh, wait. Anybody else having this problem? MGU girl, which I'm guessing means Michigan University. Banks are not sending money payments to the correct banks. Anyone else having problems? I'm having a lot of people that are having random weird banking problems. Money that used to be there instantly, taking forever. Money that used to take days, now taking seconds. Some stuff not showing up, having to track it down. So I'm like, real. It's almost like somebody's changing the banking system or something. Hello, DNA defines you. Hello, OHS Cap in rainy Ohio. Excellent. Foot on the rock. I need a good UT shirt. Hey, look, I got some good Utes gear. I am reading through. Man, as it just gets cooking this morning. Hello, Derek. Where are you at now, Derek? If you guys don't know, Derek is a fellow on the ground truther. He is more dedicated, I think, than just about any of us. From sleeping in a car to whatever it takes, he is there. Whether it's on the in front of Mar-a-Lago when there's something going on, if it means in front of the Capitol building, in front of state capitals, you name it. He is there live, no BS, just bringing to you straight what's happening. Hello, Niagara Falls, Anna. Our Citation X is becoming a Viper Cub. At this point, Darren, I'm a little worried it's going to be a powered parachute. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at that. But that was you made my morning. Kathy, go, Derek, right? Weezer, Derek, good morning, and he's awesome. I love that one. Let's slow down. Perf and Paul. 322 USD RI. Currently IQD program rate 0.00. I has been changing rates in country, but wait for IQD on Forex exchange to redeem. Was last rate. All right. Doesn't matter the date. No, the date. Well, the only reason the date matters when they devalued is so that we can figure in what the dollar was worth then, because if they reinstate, we should get corrected for that. So coming up with the date, at least within the year, is important so we can get a really solid idea of what rate should be. Hello, Joe Miller. Hello, Kimmy B. Work in progress. All the mods. Special shout out. She's probably not going to see this one, but Kukla, all the hard work she's been putting in, the crazy hours. I know a lot of people aren't happy at Telegram that they reduced the hours, but the mods were just getting burnt out. It's a lot like work. Riding herds on cats. Let's see. C in Arizona. Just saw a video where the RKNR is 767.59 per million. How do you compute? No, probably the other way around. We're seeing some really crazy ones, meaning that $1 would buy 767 dinar. It's probably figured backwards on that way as it's coming that we are seeing some really crazy ones. Even as much as $1 buys 151 dinar in some of the SDR rights. We're seeing all kinds of crazy rates bouncing all up. We've even got an article on that out of Iraq right now. It's gonna be an interesting ride. Can I speak about Texas going gold back? Well, they presented it. It still has to work through the system, but they are certainly attempting to go gold backed. Let's see. You had Chinese for lunch yesterday. My fortune cookie didn't even have a fortune in it. I think it's a sign we're close. Hello, Charlie Doodle. Hello, Bad Cat. Work, it's like boot camp, right? I think it's more like special forces training. The original Mark Z, 17 Reasons to Keep Fighting. Al Alik says, making the currency more valuable, right? Vicky, boy, I tell you, I've answered this question so many times in the last week that I just want to like put my finger down my throat and throw up every time somebody asks it again. I believe it's real. If it's not, we still get debt forgiveness. So we'll still see a wiping of our debt because that happens every time throughout history when you have reset currency and gone off fiat because debt becomes untenable. Therefore, you have to reset currency. So let's just do this one, hopefully, God praise, last time. Let's say that the doubters out there are right and there's no Nasera. That still means debt gets wiped. What's the most important part of Nasera to you personally, financially? It's probably that. For me, it's resetting government. But look, if we all make our dollars, we get our debt wiped, we can reset government ourselves through hard work. So I'm just, everybody's worried about that one. I'm just not. Deb, if Texas goes gold back, nothing happens to the RV. The RV should happen before Texas ever gets there. Texas pushing that forces the RV faster. Let's see. Intel guru Frank 26, a CBI meeting with everybody that you can think of. IMF, World Bank, U.S. Treasury is back again. It's going on like crazy. It is. It's meetings, meetings, meetings. It is a scramble going on this week. Melinda's birthday. Happy birthday, Melinda. And I forgot yesterday, guys. Nell, one of our original moderators and Discord moderator, early part of the stream, been a big part of the community, very low key the last few years, just with work and life, is asking for prayers. Had to go to the hospital yesterday. I don't have details, but we do an unspoken, well, kind of an unspoken, anyways, an in-between request, praying for her health. Let's go, Brandon. It's good to see you. Trying to keep up with it. Prayers for Nell. That's right. Let's see. Frank got 7 or more as SSD ads. Some of you guys are already getting ads. We're just going to keep diving in, man. There's so much happening. And I need to get through Make Money Valuable, Ken Bernard. I love that one. What did Nancy say? We paid our credit card bill the same way as always. It took 5 days before it made it there. Now they are trying to charge us over $40 of interest. We are fighting with it, and you should. Laura just saying at least debt's wiped free, and when the new leaders come in, Mr. T, etc., tax breaks, higher Social Security, etc., comes too. I'll take it. Exactly. We're getting there no matter what. VA Patriot, thank you. Should Hump Day coffee have some camel in it instead of caramel? Leon, hi Mark. Can you please spend a moment and explain what you believe the sequence or relationship is between the Iraqi RV RI and the broader picture that Mr. C talks about? We've done that a few times. That would probably be a very good one for us to go into again, Mr. C, if you're listening. This is, wow, we're going to need a lot more time to touch that one, Leon, but it all comes to Peter Mayhew tying in CMKX to a reset before we can get our dollars. They put it all together as a gold treaty. I know that is a bit of a broad one, but we will focus on that one on Friday with Mr. C. Let's see. Restored Republic says U.S. will join BRICS in 2020. Yeah, I don't know who said it. So that's the biggest thing. When y'all say Restored Republic, it's an aggregation of everybody out there giving news. So it's not as simple as saying they said, because it could be somebody else writing. 42 hits, Iron Bob Mayhew, right? Exactly, the man, the myth. Money safe in banks. I go back and forth on this one. Do I think it is safe long term if you have less than 250 grand? Yes. If you have short term is where I'm worried about what happens if there's a short term run on the banks. They don't have cash. Liquidity is shot. It's going to take them a while to correct the problem. So what are you going to do to tide you over until you get access to the money you have in the bank? That's what worries me. U.S. is not I guess unredacted. U.S. is not joining BRICS. The entire point is to collapse the USD. They're forcing the reset. BRICS forces the reset. Now you could argue that we're joining BRICS and that we're going to be asset backed. There's a lot of how you term it that is coming into play here. Darlene, I am confident that we have signed on to the gold treaty. The question is why have we not seen it manifest yet? Dow's climbing back up, signed up. It's just going so quick, I can't keep up with it. But I do know I've got to do these. A new insider report reveal an AI company has just scrapped 30 billion social media, scrapped 30 billion social media photos and then gave those photos to cops so they can facially ID anyone. The same AI company has already been accused of leading American police to charge innocent people of crimes they didn't commit. Now, 3,100 law enforcement agencies have access to a new 30 billion photo database and have already used that database to perform nearly 1 million searches. When it comes to online privacy, our rights are stripped away more with every passing day. That's why I use Virtual Shield across all my devices connected to the internet. Virtual Shield is a powerful VPN plus identity protection service that uses military-grade encryption to hide my activity online with the click of a button. This software helps to anonymize myself online, making it harder, if not impossible, for corporations, law enforcement, ISP, and hackers to track me across the websites and steal my identity. Right now, Virtual Shield is offering members of our community a 30-day risk-free trial and up to 73% off for life. When you click the link down in the description, click the below link or just visit virtualshield.com/MarkZ and take advantage of your free trial today. Whoa, it's running. Dawn Waterhouse, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm trying to figure out, Leon, a better way to answer your question in the short. One of the biggest cogs in the machine of a global currency reset is the Iraqi dinar because of the dollar and the devaluation and the size of their resources. So they decided to tie it all together. And we will get Mr. C to do a deep dive for you on Friday. Hello, New Envies. Good morning. Hello, Fubar. I love this one. The new FUBAR gold-backed currency. I think that's what we've got now is FUBAR currency. I think they should probably print it on the bills just in honor of you. No, but we can individually go to a gold and silver standard by buying metals when we can afford it. And I know for many right now that is simply not going to happen. So many can't. Let's see. Gina said, I believe Conrad's site and have for years, and all of a sudden it gets marked for fraud today. Had to talk to 3 different people with my bank to get it resolved. Isn't that interesting? Hope we RV before Friday. I pray we do too. I don't know. I'm getting so much back and forth. We're going to keep talking about it though. Barbara, yes, I'm being told that we need to turn off our VPN when we make our appointment call or it could send us to the wrong area. You can try. Probably just saves them steps. You may call in. They say, no, this one won't work for that because you're in this country or that country. Today is going to be an interesting day. Rate hike is going to be the 0.25 that they're expecting. Isn't it unconstitutional for states to print their own money? So how could Texas go gold back? If they use gold and silver, it is not illegal. So you can make the argument that if your money represents physical, tradable gold and silver, then no, that is actually what the Constitution calls for. The Constitution says that they can create no monies other than based on gold and silver. So they could not do a fiat based on the U.S. Constitution, but they could do one that is 100%, not partially, not fractionally, but gold and silver. Our Constitution gives them that power. This says any state cannot do its own currency with the exception of gold and silver, meaning those are understood to be tradable currencies no matter what. I should bring that one up. There are about 7 great points that if you read through both the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution that tells us what our money should look like, that really should be its own podcast. And before I forget, because, well, we all need to lose a few extra pounds so that we're healthy and look good in our golden mankinis or Speedos or golden bikinis for the RV get together, post RV get together. So celebrities are taking advantage of the hottest diet trend of 2023 called Keto 2.0. Before big movie roles, celebrities now often either follow a Keto 2.0 diet or take advantage of Keto 2.0 supplements. The easiest way to get in on the Keto 2.0 trend, elevate ketones, support healthy weight management, is with this amazing keto mix. Powder supports elevated ketone levels in the body, which in turn support weight management, appetite management, and healthy metabolism. Order this amazing keto mix today to get a bundle of benefits, including 51% off by using my link down below in the description by clicking the More button, or just visit ketowithmarkz.com before this special offer ends. Enjoy it. It's actually pretty good in your coffee. A little sweet for me, but doable. Patty, after this RV, I would put on, I don't know. I don't know if the banking mechanism will be there for them right away for Andy to take dinar for metals, but he might. Walter, thank you. Now I'm just trying to keep up with you all. Have we been? Oh, God, we are way over on time. We started early on information. Let's get to it. My health couldn't wait. Let's go around. Look, I'm praying for you. You still make it. But thank you. I'm honest. Whoa. It's honest money that was following God's gold and silver, or God's word. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, he tells us gold and silver, gold and silver, gold and silver. Let's keep going. FRN's British, man, it is going so quick. March 2003. They were back and forth in the 90s. So if we just base it on 2003 as opposed to today's dollar, little sidetrack here. I'm bringing up the calculator. So that's $1.63. $1 from 2003. It now takes $1.63 to buy the same thing. So let's go to a calculator. We're going to start with 2003 end date. 2003. We're going to put in $3.22. 3.22. Calculate it. So yeah, 528. So if all you did was reinstate their currency, figure in inflation, you're talking 528. That makes sense to me. So Perf and Paul, thank you for putting that one in there. UK Hump Day. That's what we call Wednesdays in the States, Hump Day. Let's get to the news. Iraqi dinar gains ground on the U.S. dollar exchange rate drops. They're just showing that the dinar continues to gain strength and the dollar to lose strength in their local markets. That is today's news. On the bond side, guys, they have gone dead quiet on me since last night. I'm trying to get an update. I do not have one yet. They have gone silent on me. Could be a great thing. Could mean they're not expecting money now till, I don't know, the weekend or something like that. I don't know what it means yet. I know a lot of eyes are watching for this afternoon to see if the bank survive rate hikes, changes, whatever. I really don't know what to tell you this morning because of the quiet from all of my contacts. But we're going to dive in. We got a lot of regular world news as well on the front. And trying to keep up with you. Could be that they're pissed. A.W. Blake, it could be that they're ticked. And it also could be that one or two of them actually did receive dollars yesterday and now can't reach out. I'm hoping that's what it is. Exactly, like within. They've gone radio silent on me. We'll see if that one stays or not. I've reached out to a DHS contact to see. That's one of my best because they're also a CMKX holder to see if I can get an update from them as well. Morning, Jay Money. All right, let me take off this banner and let's keep going because we have more that is associated with that we need to cover. Protests in Paraguay after losing candidates call for a recount. I want to get your thought on this one. Supporters of a right-wing candidate who came in third in Paraguay's presidential election clashed with police, saying, hey, we don't believe the machines. We want an international look at this equipment, the process, the machines. We want to know, we want the world to come in here and see that things weren't right, is what they're saying based on this article. I'm finding it very interesting that these numbers. So Pena, a 44-year-old economist who won 43% of the vote on Sunday, compared to 27 for his runner-up. Then the third place that's protesting got 23% of the vote. But the second and third place, are both calling for a recount on that one. They want a full-blown international audit to find out, was it accurate? Was it not? I'm finding more and more countries are having similar problems here where the people are not trusting the process. So at some point, the world has to address not whether or not it is secure, but whether or not people perceive it as secure, because if they don't, the process is broken and needs to be fixed. Denise, thank you for that one. Does anyone else have their white CMKX shirts ready to wear? I wonder. We should get like a picture of us all wearing CMKX shirts. Let's see. Oh, doubters, guys, also keep in mind that those out there saying, hey, this is never going to happen. Dinar is never going to change. I just want to remind you that you are brighter than some of the greatest financial minds of our time that are believers and hold in it. Many funds, many sovereigns, treasuries, meaning national treasuries, that they hold them for their central banks and their reserves. You're smarter than Warren Buffett, who has invested heavily in the Iraqi dinar. You're smarter than Donald Trump, who has invested heavily in the Iraqi dinar. You are more knowledgeable than U.S. Treasury, than the European Central Bank, than award-winning, nationally world-acclaimed economist Shabibi. You're smarter than every one of the brightest financial minds of our day and time. I just wanted you to know how bright you are to all the trolls, that you are literally the smartest cookie in the entire pack of Keebler cookies. Because I do. I mean, a lot of people still throwing shade or questioning. The question is the timing, or as Warren Buffett even said, he says one of the best long-term investments he could think of. Now, let's keep running. 24 countries align against the U.S. dollar's BRICS alliance seeks to form a new global currency. One, I love this picture. I got to remember to save this one for my meme collection. Ooh, I got another good meme today, too. Just going into in which countries. It won't name some of them specifically. Some of them do not want to inflame the U.S. yet. So we have a few secret additions. We only know their region to BRICS. They are listed in this article. If you're wanting to know who's officially, who's unofficially, who's expressed that they are going to BRICS, it is there for you in that article. This one hit yesterday mid-morning as more banks were collapsing. And I would like to point out right now, if you are following the banking world, we are looking at 3 impending bank failures. The question is not really if, but when they're going to collapse. That being PacWest, Western Alliance, I think it's Western Alliance and Comerica. They are all stressed beyond belief with their share price diving and people pulling money. We'll see if they can save them. I doubt they can. and others more to be absorbed by the big machine. So honestly, it's a little bit scary watching these small and regional banks collapse, which is making maybe a half a dozen of the world's biggest banks too big to fail. I wonder if they have cut a deal with the World Economic Forum and all those to buy up the assets to be part of this plan to implode the banking system so that they can make their great reset attempt. They're going to fail. But you almost wonder when you see the rhetoric, Jamie Dimon, hey, nobody else is going to fail. This is perfect. We're set. And then we see another collapse this week, totally contradicting what he said just hours before, which seems to be the MO on how these things happen. It's almost like they are all in bed together to buy up all of our assets and have real instead of fiat when this is over. It's almost like a conspiracy at the top. Let's see. I recently spoke to a wealth manager for 30 years, told me not to quit my job. You will wait forever. Needless to say, I won't be using his services. If he's good on everything else, run with it. Prove him wrong. Oh, Grumpy. Yeah, this one's a great one. Guys, keep this one in mind. There are some fake accounts on Telegram trying to scam people. You are here because you have common sense, so don't take the bait on Telegram by impersonators. That is so true right now. They use my picture. They use Mod's pictures. They use other personalities from General McEnany to Trump, you name it. They use them all the time. Be very, very wary. Eric asks, what amazes me is how the market keeps going up. The fall is going to be devastating for so many. It's the fear of missing out. They don't want this to end. I mean, it's been a heck of a fun run for them. They're watching their party end. They've been able to have, their wife, their four mistresses, their whatever. I mean, they don't want their party to end. I love this one, guys. And this is kind of the power of what is going on with our movement, Truth Movement, the failings of journalism. Tucker Carlson gets 100 million offer from Patrick Bet David. If you're not familiar with who Patrick Bet David is, he owns the channel called Valuetainment. Matter of fact, I should probably book this one and you can see him right there. Over at Valuetainment, they offered him $100 million for a 5-year contract. Equity and let him be in charge. So he would come to Valuetainment. If that channel is offering them that, I can tell you, and of course, Valuetainment probably, their numbers are probably going through the roof. They have 4.16, so 4,160,000 subscribers to the channel. If they can offer that, think about Tucker Carlson, what he can do on his own with his own mega channel and following. But I find this one interesting. An official offer, 100 million, equity in the channel, etc. What do you guys think of that one? 25 million. He can get 25 million a year at OAN. Would OAN give him a stake in the company? Are they going to offer him, 20% stakeholder position? Perfin Paul calculating. You are so very welcome. I love that one. Paul, map guru north of the border. Cheyenne, we actually, well, yeah, it's so hit and miss unless you watch every program. We mentioned Vietnam a couple of times in the past couple of weeks, but unless you're watching every minute, you're going to miss some of it. But yes, they are following Iraq's plan to get the denominations off the street. 7 Silverman, even 5% more over time would be worth it. It would if he wants to be that big. If he just wants to do his own thing and not have any oversight at all, he can do his own channel. He would kill it. Kill it. Let's see. Nunya, I'm behind on chat, but JP Morgan connected to Epstein. Yes, it is. And how many of even, current CIA director for the Biden administration that met with him a number of different times after he had already been prosecuted for different underage violations back in 2007 or 8, and they were still meeting 2012, 2014, sitting down with them. Here's a reality. And I'm 100% confident. I mean, we've seen the money paid. We've seen through Freedom of Information and some documents that have been put out by reputable outlets. He was an operative. He was paid by both Mossad and the CIA. I mean, he's an intelligence operative. You know, me personally, I think the last thing they wanted to do was take him down, but they took him down instead as a fall guy for themselves. They were using him to get questionable material on as many of the elites of the world as they could so that they had leverage to get them to do whatever they wanted. That's my opinion. I believe it to be accurate. There's enough documentation out there, enough testimony out there to say it's accurate. Can give a few pointers picking the right financial institutions to take your money to. When you're looking for your wealth advisors, one, I'm not a professional. This is just common sense, in my opinion. Seek the advice of a professional on this one. I would definitely look for one that has fiduciary responsibility, meaning they don't get paid unless they help you make dollars. So it's not on just what kind of product they can put you in. So that's going to be your first thing to look for. Ask, try to find somebody that is knowledgeable and has been there longer. Pros and cons with that. If they've lived through a downturn in the market or two, they're going to be more willing to listen to you when you say you want things like real estate, gold, silver, mining stocks, manufacturing, etc. Most of them are just looking for that quick buck so they can make quick money. Leslie Estes. I believe it's still getting added. All right, let's keep going. RFK Jr. says climate change being exploited to push totalitarian controls. Duh. Right? Duh. Now, this is one that I want to share because I've had some interesting conversations or back and forth. I should really say back and forth because conversations to me denotes that we did them via the phone instead of through electronic communication. So electronic communication, I don't know how you guys term that or not, whether that's important to you or not. When I'm saying I'm talking to somebody, it may be texting or emailing. But I've got a few friends that work for inside of DNC organizations and candidates from my days back in school and studying political science and economics, and heard something very interesting on the RFK on a number of their internal pollings. They are showing RFK and Biden in pretty much a dead heat right now as to who would vote for which one. Now, this to me is stunning news. Of course, RFK picked to win the primary like in a landslide in his home state, which is one of the earliest primaries of the electoral season. But there is real fear right now on the left that RFK could so wound or take that position. They have started leaning on him to back off his public stance, not to change it, but to back off his public stance on lolly vaccines or whatever, I'll say them, because they're afraid that will make them untenable to some. And they realize at this point that he may be their candidate because he is polling so strong so early in their internal polling at a near dead heat. And in some states, him winning by a landslide. So there is real measurable panic going on. Of course, the last thing they want is people knowing that in the general public. The DNC is better about keeping united face no matter what. I mean, you know, you can burn and eat a baby, but if you're the lead, whatever, they're still going to back you and they're going to play like nothing ever happened. You never did anything wrong. They're very, very, very united in that front. They're going to put on united front no matter how bad it is behind the scenes. Republican Party, not so much. We'll fight ours. We'll air our dirty laundry right in front of everybody. We'll disagree. You and I think some of the biggest names on the Republican ticket are crap and nothing more than neocons, warmongers, big tax, big corporation, corpocracy people. They don't do that on the left. They don't call each other out. They don't police themselves They defend themselves. They just circle the wagons instead of throwing out the bad and cutting out the cancer. So this is why I find that so interesting. They're trying to keep a united face and not tell us, but they are terrified right now because he is surging on the left. This is going to be interesting. A student in my grandson's fourth grade asked for prayer yesterday. Her little brother was diagnosed with cancer a while back, but now they've been told he has little time left. And a kid, that is so sad. Definitely some prayers. Let's see. Just the fact that RFK Jr. has made it this far should tell you that things are going very well in the people's favor. And I'm with you guys. I mean, on many fronts, RFK is similar to you and I in the belief structure. The one where most here are going to have a problem with him, of course, is going to be on abortion. He's pro-abortion. He thinks whether it's the rhetoric, whether it's the left, whether it's women's bodies, for whatever the reason, he is for abortion. Other than that, he would probably have much of the right coming on board with him. Other than that one litmus test of a policy. Other than that, he very much, from political, economic responsibility. What can we really do? What can we not do? We need to look forward. Control, totalitarianism. I mean, on like 90% of the things, he's almost walking lockstep with the Make America Great crew. Let's see, Claire, Mark, in your opinion, do you feel Puerto Rico to be more liberal? What is the feel there? Interesting and way in between. They're far less judgmental here. You do what you want in your life. Be gay, dress however you want. They don't care. They do not. I mean, 99% of the people I have talked to here are very anti-abortion. But other than that, they're very open-minded. They just believe you do your thing, I'll do my thing. Just don't tell me how to do my thing as long as I'm not invading on your space. Just hang out there, do you. Don't be a Karen. So it's kind of different. They don't really fit our definition of left and right. They want to be left the heck alone. They like their personal freedoms. And doesn't matter if you're married or not. If you're pregnant, you're having the baby. Doesn't matter if you're 14, 40, doesn't matter. It's interesting here. Part of it's refreshing and part of it makes me scratch my head. Deb Hirsch, do you think RFK Jr. can bring down the cabal? I do. I do think he is capable of bringing it down. What that's going to look like, I don't know. Yeah, laissez-faire is probably a good way of looking at that one. Let's see. M. Gomez Asperius has returned Puerto Rico to Spain. What is the male name for Karen? Skelfla. Sean, I'm with you. That's how it should be. Does Puerto Rico want to become a state? Depends. There's three parties down here in a nutshell. Or you've got those that want statehood, those that are absolutely opposed to statehood and want sovereignty, and those that want it to stay just where it's at. So you got a group that want to be a state, you got a group that wants nothing to do with the United States, and you got another group that want to stay right where it is. And other than some of the Jones Act, the smartest thing, not that they see it, because you can't, you got to almost be outside of it to see it. Their best bet is to stay like it is, but to make some changes to how the Jones works acts for their shipping. At least at this point, the U.S. can't afford it. The right is pushing not to because they're afraid that Puerto Rico would be too liberal. And I think the right is selling themselves short because there's so many former military. Now, it would definitely be a swing state. It would change greatly based on what's going on in world politics and who is president. But the assumption on the right is because it's Hispanic that they will always vote Democrat, and that is just not accurate. But they think the same way. I mean, to me, the brainwashing has been severe, and you've seen it. You've seen Trump was a good example. He pulled one of the highest percentage Hispanic votes in presidential election history in the United States. More and more Hispanics are coming to the right side of the aisle because of their belief in church, abortion, family, etc. And they work, and they get here and they get in the system, and then they start working. They're like, wait a minute. You've definitely got some of the, we'll call them West Coast in the community that just want the freebies. But the overwhelming majority of those that fled socialism, etc., they want to work. They don't want you to overtax them. They've done that. They've gone down that path of socialism. I think the right needs to do a better job of PR and selling. They should be at the border with Bibles, with legal documentation. Say, hey, this is how you get legal as quickly as you can so that you can benefit society and really fit in. We've done a poor job. Our leadership has done a very, very poor job on the right. Boy, I tell you, that's probably more than you ever wanted to hear. Margin call. Would you transfer out of Wise to other multi-currency account if you had currencies on Wise? I'm very worried because a lot of Wise accounts are suddenly getting canceled. They're sending people their money back, but it concerns me. Goldilocks shared another multi-currency account option. I included it on my links earlier. I think it was earlier this week, maybe Monday. I'm not going to go back and look for it. Don't ask me for it. You got to do the job and find it. I would like to have some better options than Wise personally. I don't trust them. I mean, I don't think they're going to steal your money. I'm just afraid they're going to give it back to you. I am trying to keep up with you guys. Let's see. 110 assumptions. The assumption on the right is they will vote the way of their local government, which is at minimum perceived liberal. Yeah, it is, but they are such a free mindset here. They are just not going to, they're not going to do what you tell them. USMC, if there are contract rates for the RV, why do they have to wait? They've been waiting on the US because their petrodollar money's moved. This reason they're dotting all their I's and crossing their T's in Iraq is so that they don't have to wait for the US. And they are almost there. They are this close to being able to go on their own. Todd, love your show, but you really need to get an Auburn shirt. Bama shirt reduces your IQ the longer you wear it. All right, War Eagle. Don't make me turn the memory of the spoon lady loose on you. All right, let's keep running. And I find the information on RFK huge. Oh, before I forget, for those that want, I've had a lot of people asking again. So I've got Wade coming on at 11. He's going to go for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to get to my afternoon appointments. Wade with Kagan Water. For those that want to stick around, man, I forgot to tell you that, guys. All right, let me keep going. Boy, you need to write. Exploiting totalitarian controls over climate change. They really, truly are. All right, I'm excited about this one. Gateway pundits Jim Hoff joins Emerald Robinson to discuss today's landmark federal class action lawsuit involving Gateway pundit America First Legal. Basically, they're going after all these private organizations that worked with the government to censor information about shots, elections, you name it, because many of the things that they've discussed, they have won the cases in court, and it's clear that they violated some of their constitutional rights. So they have launched a class action suit against them. Boy, would I love to be in on this one. Going after them for their illegal censorship. I'm excited about this one. I want to see how this one plays out. We need a win or two so that they will back off. Scientists say meat is crucial to the human diet, and they warn against vegan zealotry. I like this one, and a lot of vegans out there, and that is, hey, look, knock yourself out. Understand it, but you have to keep in mind that veganism is very much a first nation world thing, because many of the proteins, many of the B12s, many of the irons, many of the other things that are needed to be supplemented from other areas. Can't financially be done easily in many of these developing countries. So as you try to force your vision as a world leader, or to save the climate with Bill Gates, you have to keep in mind that you are willfully killing a large percentage of the world, or damning them to inadequate health, because there is not a economically viable source for them to replace those things that come from meat and need. But I enjoyed this article because it breaks it down. Look, it's just the science. It's not us trying to be mean. It's not us trying to be judgmental. It's the science. Kind of like the climate control. I mean, they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Major U.S. agency to keep their vaccine mandate, we're referring to the Veterans Administration, the VA and VA hospital system, said that they just look, doesn't matter what the U.S. government does, we're going to keep our requirements no matter what, because we think it will allow us to give better care. I think there's something more diabolical there, but that's just my opinion. Gary V, I sent a MAGA clip yesterday. Got the face, radio, voice like, got a face for radio and a voice like gravel. Gary, no, that's still awesome. Keep sending them. Jessica's birthday. Got to find a pen. Jessica, Melinda. Robinhood is owned by JP Morgan. I've never liked Robinhood. I tried it. It sucked. One, they hold your crypto on their platform. You don't hold it in your own wallet. So that was just a no-go for me. I quickly dumped everything and got rid of them. And I only went with them way back when so I could get GameStop, just so I could be like, I just wanted to short the shorters. Would I please put the vegan link today's show on your website? MT, it will be there. If you guys have not figured out how to find my links yet, you go to here, you find whichever podcast it was, you roll in here, whichever one you want the links for, you click on that one. You want links from yesterday's morning's one, you click on that, that pops up right underneath it are all the links for it. That is how you will find it. So after the show today, when links are up, you'll just click on it, bam, and then roll right down here and the links will be under it. Carolyn Mack's birthday too. Ooh. Pressure just changed. I don't know if a jet flew over or whatever. Boy, was that weird and disconcerting. Are bugs vegan? Well, feed them to your chickens, then eat the chicken. Then I guess they're vegan. Joe, isn't this a great question? How many CCP military have been infiltrated into the U.S. through the southern border? I mean, how many folks on the terrorist watch list have we caught at the southern border? And I think it's 140, 150. I think last time I read some, and that was by Mayorkas's crew. And that was like by our own Department of Homeland Security. And boy, ask me if I trust them anymore. No. To give me real numbers on anything hanging on the border, because Mayorkas has clearly avoided any straight answer every time he has been called to task. So if we caught that many and we know that we miss at least half the people coming in and never catch them or see them, it does make you wonder, what do we have coming in? Although I would also argue that, and I'll probably get in trouble for this one, probably 80-90% of all terrorist acts have actually been hatched by our own CIA or FBI. That's my personal opinion. That's how much I've grown to distrust them, because of their actions, because of their real world actions and behavior. Or as Amy Klobuchar was quoted as saying, the FBI uncovered a plot by the FBI to kidnap Whitmer in Michigan. Bearded wants me to take, Bearded, I wish I knew what to tell you. I know that there's so much coming together. If I had to take my gut, I would say we are within the first half of the month of May. Donut hole too. So that is true, but I think it's more than 90%. Donut hole. I want to say that, but Karen Ruiz's birthday as well. Perfect. Thanks. Hmm. Maybe a dimensional portal opened up over you. You were streaming smoothly in Firefox on my phone, but in the app you were breaking up. Yeah, I don't know what just went through, but it was weird. All kinds of pressure. It was like I was in an airplane and I just gained about 10,000 feet of altitude at one time. Sierra's birthday today. Tomorrow, what happened to your comments? I don't know. We still see them. Rhonda's opinion as well. Many of us have that, and that's sad that we have that opinion. It's sad that there is enough evidence out there to give legitimacy to that opinion. And this is the problem. They're mad at us for having this opinion, but they're not mad at themselves for feeding the reason we have that opinion. It's kind of like the guy and his wife doesn't trust him, but he's got a history of cheating on her. She shouldn't trust him. She has every right not to trust him, but he's mad at her for not trusting him. That's typical gaslighting in my book. Jesus believer, oh, I forgot today's my birthday anniversary with the most amazing, beautiful woman to walk this earth with me. Today's birthday and anniversary. It's a 2-for-1. Also, Doc Kennedy's birthday today. One of my favorite people's birthday today. I don't know if you're listening, Doc, but happy birthday. Silver is at 2572. Salt Mud. Former Senator Dr. Scott Jensen is filing a lawsuit against Minnesota AG and the Minnesota Medical Board for violating his right to free speech. They have tried to take his medical license 6 times and failed. I am pulling for him. Maybe you want to, there you go. Solar flare? Maybe that could have been it. Dinette's birthday. She's older than Jesus. I love that one. Officially older than dirt. And dirt here on the U.S. I mean, here in the world, on Earth, is what, 4.5, 5 billion years old? What do I think about Bruce's big call? Couldn't tell you. Never listened. And my mom told me not to talk crap about others. Putin said that about the CIA. All right, so isn't this great, Janelle? So if I agree with a statement that Putin made, that means that I am a Russian sympathizer and a Putin supporter, and that's not accurate at all. I just support truth, no matter where it comes from. Even if it comes from a tyrant, it's still truth. It doesn't change that something is true, no matter what the source is. If it's true, it's true. Uh, but that does seem to cause a lot of confusion for the mainstream propaganda when somebody gives truth. I mean, there are a lot of quotes I love from Nietzsche, from Lenin, from Karl Marx. Doesn't mean I support them, just means that some of their quotes I find accurate, or some of their observations. Some from Noam Chomsky I find very accurate. Some from Trump I find very accurate. Some from, all right, I've never found one from Biden I find accurate, but all right, but you get where I'm going with that one. So yeah, and there are many that I agree with Putin's take on it, and it's not because I'm a big Putin supporter. It's just because some of what he says makes sense. Well, you have to pay taxes. Great question. I wish I knew absolutely what to tell you. I know I am still playing the game to whatever point I feel like I have to. Banking contacts, they're just sitting at the edge of their seat. I mean, it definitely feels like a little bit of a Groundhog Day, but we're still seeing real world progress. So it's just the trade winds. We're just getting a little bit of a stall right now in the news. It doesn't mean it's not happening and there aren't great things occurring. It just means it's not making it out to us yet. All right, birthday people, I'm going to say I've not seen Wade check in, though. I'm a little worried. We may not be having Wade today if he does not get in here soon. I'm going to try to shoot him a message and say, hey, yo, where are you? Uh-huh. Let me send them. a message to make certain they get in here, and then I'll sing happy birthday. Ah, they just popped in. I guess he must have heard or listened. So, you birthday people, we're going to go ahead and do happy birthday, and then we're going to get Wade in here. I don't know if does he have his pretty wife with him? Does he have Gerald with him? Does he have anybody else? Yeah, I think I'm see him shaking his head back there. That he's got his pretty wife with. She is so sweet. All right, you birthday people. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, make all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those celebrating. Rena DW, I like that one. Chaos Theory. I believe both sides are putting us through this. X to twit. X to, I pretty much have to agree with you. I mean, you look at the evidence of what we have lived through. If the white hats were truly 100% in charge, we wouldn't be living through this, right? So they are complicit in at least some of this for not doing a better job in communicating with us. And I don't want to hear it's necessary part of the evil at all. Doesn't flow. Birthday song is casting spells. I've never heard that, MJ. I'm just excited for you guys and giving you great wishes. All right, let me do this. Let me get it in here. Definitely praying for those that are suffering. And waiting for Wade to pop into his picture, and then I'm bringing him in. No, but he just came running to his picture. Wade, it's good to see you.
Well, good morning, Mark. It's good to see you also. We always cut it close. It's about a 35, 40-minute drive in. And so I've got you on, I'm listening, and I'm driving. I'm like, oh, man, I better get there.
Oh.
I'm like, I better not go too fast. That cop will have me pulled over and have me 10 minutes late to the Mark show.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
We don't want to do that. So good morning, guys. Gina's just starting to pop into the picture. We, first off, we just want to thank you, Mark, for all that you do with all of the truthers out there. I'm telling you, our life has changed because of you, and I mean that. So I really want to give it to you right off the bat, and then I want to give it to all the people that are out there with us each and every day. And then this is my wife, Gina, as you.
Hi, you guys.
It's so good to have you here. And so we want to talk a little bit today, guys. Some of you might know us, some of you might not. My name is Wade Holder. This is Gina Holder. We own My Free Water Store in Woodland Park, Colorado. So we're up in a little town outside of Colorado Springs. We sit at almost 9,000 feet. It's about 8,700 feet. We sit right below Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak is my front yard. So I get to look at this tremendous, beautiful mountain each and every day. I'm just so blessed with where we're at. But I'll tell you, about 13 years ago, a doctor told me I had cancer, or he was trying to put cancer on me. I'm like, oh, no, doc, we don't accept this diagnosis. And so I did what most all of us do. We just got on to Dr. Google. And about 13 years ago, I had a lot more trust in jumping on there. But I started doing research about cancer. In fact, I started doing research about all oh man, what am I trying to say? We're getting going.
Diseases.
Yeah, degenerative diseases. So arthritis and cancer and blood pressure and cholesterol, all these different issues. And as I started reviewing all this, I started learning that the body can battle all of these issues off if it's an alkaline environment. And so that started our journey into water. I reached out to some very dear friends of mine. They showed me a machine, the device, and we're going to talk about that today. In fact, I'll show it to you here in a few minutes. And I started drinking that water, and 5 weeks later, guys, 5 weeks, I went back in to see a doctor. I went to see a specialist, and they could find no symptomology of cancer, but also my arthritis washed out, my arthritis pain washed out. And I want to be real careful, guys. I want to tell you first off, Kangen water does not treat, diagnose, or prevent anything, okay? Guys, bodies are designed to heal themselves when given proper ingredients. And water, of course, we're 70% water. The world is 70% water. It all makes sense to drink a good water. The second thing I want to tell you, we are not a filter. Okay, this is an ionizer. So a lot of people believe that we're a filter, but that's not true. Okay, I actually recommend pre-filtering water before it ever even goes into a device to get rid of some of that stuff. And maybe we'll talk about a pre-filter in today's discussion.
Yeah.
But otherwise, anybody, you guys can reach out to us and talk to us about pre-filtration. We use a very elaborate system where we pull clear down to 0.01, 0.2 microns to pull out cysts, viruses, bacteria, those sort of anything that lives but leaves all whole minerals behind. And then we can deal with those whole minerals through an ionization process. And so with that, we're going to kind of get started here. Today, I want to talk about a lot of the benefits that come from owning a device such as this. You know what I would like to do is, can you grab that K8 for us and set it right there? Excellent.
And we're going to show them how.
Okay, good. We're going to emulsify some oil and do a couple things here. And so first off, I want to tell you what an ionizer is. Okay, an ionizer, the ionizer that we represent is Enagic. And this ionizer, the one that Gina's getting ready to bring up right now, is called the K8 model. This is the one I have at home on my own counter. And this one, what this does is has titanium plates that are dipped in platinum. And as water goes across those plates and electricity is applied, it will actually separate off acidic minerals. Those go out the bottom of the machine, and it keeps the alkaline minerals in the top. Okay, so this is called an ionizer, not a filter. It does have a filter that'll pull chlorine, soda ash, lye, those sort of things out of it. But it's the ionization process that we're actually talking about today. As the water goes across those plates and electricity is applied, it separates off acidic minerals and keeps behind alkaline minerals. That process is alkalization, right? In the process of doing that, when water comes in contact with platinum, hydrogen will give off an electron during that process. So we actually capture those electrons. Those are called free electrons. And when those are in the water, it's called molecular hydrogen. When you drink that type of water, those electrons, those antioxidants, fill your body. And there is no barrier in your body. So when you drink this type of water, it absolutely floods the body with antioxidants almost immediately. I wish I had the capability, guys, to bring up some of our videos and such that we have showing what happens to like blood when you drink this type of water. So there's certain issues going on around the world right now where people have all kinds of clotting issues and those sort of things. And this water will completely break that clotting down. I shouldn't say all of it, but it's called like a rouleau effect. When blood stacks up and gathers together, you drink this type of water, it actually breaks those down. It separates those blood cells out so they're able to flow through your body. And I'm going to show you a little bit of how that works, actually right here with some oil. Now, if you guys know that oil and water do not mix.
Do this experiment at home. Take a cup, put a little bit of oil in there, take your water, see what happens.
Right.
We're going to show you what happens with our water.
Of course, we do know. So what we have here is just some oil, and this is a protein-based oil. So it's food.
It's just this one is sesame
seed oil. We use protein-based because we are protein-based, right? So this shows you what happens when you can use this type of water. When you put Kangen water, high alkaline, into this type of oil, right, it will emulsify the oil. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but what happened is it completely separated that oil, surrounded each molecule, and broke them apart. That's exactly what happens within the body. When this water is drinking in, it separates each cell, separates them out, and allows them to flow through the body properly. So I hope you guys can pretty much see it.
So what I like about this, and this is our 11.5 water, the machine makes that. And what I like about this is not only can I emulsify oil, but I can emulsify oil on my stovetop, in my clothes. I use it for my laundry, so taking stains out, ultimately most women get this, you're eating a salad and you splatter your shirt or you drop dressing on your shirt, it's an oil base and it's in there. Well, the nice part about our 11.5 water that comes out of that machine is I can get that out. I can clean my stovetop. So I'm already saving money in each and everything that we do at home to pay for that machine. The laundry soap that we don't have to buy, the stovetop cleaners and the counters and the 409s and the, can't even think of them because I haven't used them in so long, but that's what I like the most about this, is it does everything for me. And so not just my body health. So
Right.
it's very good.
No, that's good. Cleaning fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing here, guys. So this one you can see, and I think you can see it. Let me put it right here. You can see that this one is starting to turn yellow. It's starting to pull the pesticides, the oil base off of the fruit there. This one is just regular tap water. I literally just went and took some plain tap water out of the bathroom sink. Sorry, bathroom sink, but it doesn't have ionizer on it. And you can see the difference. And I'm going to come close to the camera with these so that you can see where it's starting to turn yellow and where the other one is not.
Right. We're going to do it. And Gerald, I just saw you ask that question about those spray bottles, and we're going to talk about those spray bottles today.
Can you see that where it's nice and yellow?
Yeah, there you go.
This one's still nice and clear water.
It's not showing real well. You might move down just a little bit so in the white. There you go.
How's
right.
that?
Well, you'll see
it. It's gonna get more yellow and stay white the longer we go. So.
So Gerald was just asking a question I saw. By the way, we want to give this to Gerald too. Gerald is the one who introduced us to Mark. Through our business. I'd already been listening to Mark before, but Gerald introduced us to Mark through the business side of it, and that's who we want to thank Gerald for bringing us on this morning, or getting us on, included with Mark. And by the way, Mark, I don't know, I haven't come down and seen you yet, but I'm going to soon come see you. Mark has one of these devices, and I don't know if he has it down there on the islands with him. So I'm going to be going down and harassing him a little bit. But what Gerald was talking about is in our shop, we have these little spray bottles. I'm going to set them up here. And each one of these spray bottles has a label on them of some of the things you can do with this water. And so I'm just going to go over the list really quick on these different waters. So this is 11.5 strong alkaline water. This is what we use to clean, to emulsify the oil, and then also clean our fruits and vegetables. And I'm just going to go over kind of a list real quick of some of the things we do with these waters, right? So laundry detergent. We replaced our laundry detergent. Laundry detergent is very abrasive. If you guys know, you wash your black items and they start graying, and that's some of that detergents that they have in there, and the abrasion that happens. It actually starts tearing down the threading. I don't know if, I don't want to get too conspiracy-minded here, but I think sometimes the detergency companies are in with the cotton companies. I don't know, something. Anyways, I get a little too crazy. But by just adding 1 or 2 quarts of the 11.5 to your laundry, then you can get away without using any soap at all. Now, Gina likes to see suds, so she just does a little bit of soap along with the 11.5 to emulsify it, so help it better. One of the other things is cleaning the kitchen. We already talked about cleaning countertops and stove tops. I'll tell you,
I do that religiously. I use nothing else to clean my house with but the water.
Yeah.
I truly do. I am good about
her
that.
cleaning lady.
Well, okay, so I work 7 days a week, so yeah.
We do work a lot.
A cleaning lady.
And our cleaning gal comes every other Friday, and this is all that she utilizes in our house. We have cats. Mark, I'm going to have to send you some pictures of her cats. I have a beautiful long-haired gray. He's about 17 pounds now, and then a beautiful Siamese that you'll love those guys. And then we have a couple dogs, and then we have 10 grandchildren. Now, the 10 grandchildren aren't at the house all the time, but 3 or 4 of them come by quite regularly. So we don't want any chemicals. We don't want anything in there that can do any damage with our children or our grandchildren. And so that's one of the reasons.
Guess what? 11.5 breaks down sticky handprints too,
Yes.
because I do have them a lot.
Yeah, cleaning glass, cleaning mirrors, those sort of things. So cleaning the kitchen, those sort of things. Actually, as she's cooking, when she finishes cooking, while she's bringing the meal over to the table or to the counter, she sprays down the stovetop. And then when we get done eating, she walks over, sprays it down, and wipes it with a paper towel, and it's done.
And no smeary.
That's right.
That's what I like about it. No smeary. You know, you spray on the microwave or on the stovetop, and you go to wipe it. And if you've used grease or if you've used a protein base, you wipe with a paper towel, and you have smear. You have streaks. Yes. You don't with this, and I love that. And if I do, I always go to my 6.0. Which is a polisher.
That's right. No, that's right. Cleaning carpets, so removing stains, pet stains, and not pot.
I was like,
we're in Colorado, guys, so you
know.
So pet stains and all that. It's. That's right.
I was wondering where he was going, but I will tell you something. Since we brought up the old pot thing, I'm going to tell you again. 6.0, you know, people that smoke pot in their house, that film gets on the walls.
Yes.
You spray 6.0 on those walls, and you'll see the green just run down, and you can wipe it off. So since we brought that up, we might as well tell you that.
Plus it helps the plant grow.
Yeah, it does. It's really good for plant growth.
So anyways, cleaning carpets and those sort of things. Anti-inflammatory properties. I'll tell you, listen, guys, if you ever sprain an ankle or have a torn meniscus, Gina had torn meniscus for a couple of years before she ever had surgery done, and we use 11.5 in a
tub in a bowl.
No. What's the wrap?
Ace bandage. Take an ace bandage. Soak enough to wrap a couple of wraps, whether it's a knee, an ankle, an elbow, whatever, and then wrap the rest of it, which holds it all in there, and just go about your business. And I do. I would wrap my knees, and I'd go about cleaning the house, doing whatever I was doing. And believe it or not, by the time I would leave that on for an hour or so, that inflammation and that swelling was gone. As a matter of fact, our daughter, Sammy, broke her ankle when she moved to Minot a few years ago. Stepped off out of the RV, stepped off the curb, and snapped her ankle. She didn't even know she broke it. She used 11.5 for like 6 or 7 weeks and just kept on doing her thing. And it wasn't, of course it kept swelling, and she was like, finally she went and got an x-ray to find out that it was broken. But for those weeks, she just kept using that inflammation reducer and the way she was going. So
to get you up and going again pretty quick, then soaking, let's see, what do we got? Arthritis, okay. Broken bones, you just talked about that. Sore muscles, gout, insect bites. Man, if you get an insect bite or anything like that, 11.5 reduces inflammation.
Mosquito bites, it's wonderful.
Eczema, psoriasis, those sort of things. It's absolutely incredible for that. Fruits and vegetables, and you're getting to see them, and she's still soaking these here, and you're going to get to see the coloring off there. Cleaning fruits and vegetables, emulsifying oil, herbicides, pesticides, shall increase life. Yep. Meats, soaked meats. I'm telling you. So we live in Colorado. Guess what? I have deer and elk and all that right in my backyard, and many of them are in my freezer. Well, a couple are in my freezer.
So. We don't have many.
But that gamey taste. A lot of people soak meat in milk to help take care of that gamey taste. 11.5 will draw that adrenaline right out of that meat, and then it tenderizes the meat. It's absolutely incredible. It just it changes the way that meat is. So I don't know what else it'll draw out of there, and I'm concerned about some of the meats. So we have our own steers. We're growing steers. We have our own chickens right now. We have 40 chickens. We have 3 steers, and we have our own pigs. And we're concerned with some of the stuff, and then we utilize this. By the way, for my prepper people, okay, I'm going to be making a video on this year, and the year's just getting going. So. But I'm going to show you how to take water, chlorinated tap water in a barrel, okay, and then using a 12-volt system, you can create Kangen water from that barrel. So you want to fill your barrel with chlorinated water so that germs, viruses, bacteria do not grow within that barrel, and then run it through the machine so that if anything is going on with a 12-volt system, you can create Kangen water. Kangen water, by the way, helps to wash out radiation and other things in the body. There are so many different, and then of course all these uses that we're talking about, and then the it always makes 2 streams of water. The second water is a beauty water, so really good for your skin. So you can use that to clean up and do those sort of things. So let's talk about that real quick. Should we talk about 2.5?
Yeah, let's
Why
talk
don't you
about
go
2.5.
through 2.5?
All right, so I can't read it because he's got my glasses. Aren't those cute? So 2.5 is basically your antifungal, disinfectant. Again, we use 2.5 for wounds, a scrape, even an open wound. If you'll spray it on there, it will reduce the bleeding almost immediately. It slows it down quickly, and plus it's disinfecting. So what do you use for a disinfectant? When we were kids, what did we use? Bactine or something like that. Most of it was alcohol based. Burn like a son of a gun. 2.5 doesn't burn. So another thing that I really like 2.5 for is cold sores, eye irritations, things like that. My whole life I've gotten fever blisters. If I'm out in the sun too long, if I'm too stressed, if I'm, all kinds of things bring on fever blisters for me. 2.5 on a cotton ball. I use it the minute I feel that tingle. And if anybody gets those tingles or gets those fever blisters, they know what I'm talking about when I say you get that tingle. Cotton ball, 2.5, and that thing doesn't come up. It's really nice. I can't really read this even with my glasses. So, pet stains. All of us who have pets, we all love our pets, but ultimately, I have one, and I do love her, but she eats sticks, she eats whatever, and lo and behold, she's puking on my carpet. And usually it's that yellow nasty bile. So first I use my 11.5 and I break that down and I get it out. But then I use my 2.5 to take that smell and that bacteria out. So I love it for that. So 2.5 and 11.5, as far as I know, we're the only one that can make that, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep,
so we're
2.5.
the only machine
in the world
can produce 2.5.
That's right.
There's lots of them out there that claim they can get clear up to 10.5 pH and whatever. But to my knowledge, we are the only one that does this. So again, the other thing we use it for is a stomach bug. My grandkids have been sick with stomach bug the last couple days. Not only does 2.5 kill all that bacteria floating around on the blankets and the towels and the whatevers, a little shot in your system does the same thing, kills that bacteria. However, food poisoning, the stomach bugs that all kids seem to get. It seems like those go around. They're 24 hours, 48 hours, but they all come around. And a little bit of 2.5 right before bedtime on an empty stomach is a game changer to get rid of that. So that's my 2.5. I love it.
Okay,
and
cool.
That's the other thing I keep on hand all the time.
By the way, you know what I didn't talk about with 11.5? And this is 6.0, by the way. So my 11.5 was down here. If I could show you pictures. Listen, we had a dog that was blind for 3 years with cataracts. And we learned that if we put 11.5 in his eye, it would melt the cataracts out. And I wish I could show the pictures. Buddy, his name was Buddy. He's passed away since then, but he was completely blind, had been blind for 3 years. We started utilizing the drops in his eyes, and it melted those cataracts out of his eyes. His parents would call me, and just Jan would call me giggling and saying, "Wade, you can't believe it. He's running around the yard to the right because his right eye was reducing faster than his left eye. And he was jumping shadows because he had a depth perception issue, but he was actually running around the yard to the right." And I have some other pictures of other people that had inflammation in their eye, and one guy had his eye was completely bulged out of its socket, and his eye's now reduced, and his eyesight is back. And utilizing this water down in Florida.
I use it. Again, I'm a product of my product, and I do believe in it, and I do utilize it, and I am very.
Yes, it
I
does
have
kill
been
foot
so much better. Yes, somebody say that. Yes, it does.
Absolutely
yes,
does.
soak your feet. Oh my goodness. Any yeast.
Yep.
Okay, so women get yeast infections. Works wonderful for that. But back to the 11.5 in your eyes, I use it to clear the eye fog that I get. You've seen, I can't see, you can see how tiny that print is. I can't see that. But I can actually see the computer now without my glasses because I have been really good at 9:05 in the morning, 11:05 periodically. Makes a huge, huge difference.
I was a little concerned when she was going to clear the fog out of her eyes that she might, actually see who I am, and but she stayed in.
Well, I wasn't. I had better eyesight back then, so I made my choice. I'm going to stick with it.
So listen, by the way, guys, I want to give you a couple of info things, right? Gerald's website, better H2O for you. Is that right? Am I saying
think
that
they
right?
added up there.
I want to make sure. Oh,
Hopefully
good.
they can put
As
it
long
up
as they
there
had it
again.
up
I've
there. Okay,
seen
good.
it.
Or My Free Water
Store.
or myfreewater.com.
Oh, myfreewater.com.
myfreewater.com. By the way, that's a couple of the websites. Do not order on there. Just if you want to know more information, reach us there. That's one of the great ways to be able to reach us. Okay, by the way, let's talk about this. Oh, let's go to 6.0. Let's finish up with this. Beauty water. Now listen, men, this is handsome water is what we call this around here. It is 6.0 in nature, which is slightly acidic. When utilized on the skin, it hydrates the skin, so it helps get rid of fine line wrinkles. Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you, Mark. That's perfect. Yes. It helps to get rid of fine line wrinkles. It also promotes hair growth. Now, I'm not using it enough on the top. I think the kids have got me, knocking the hair off the top, but it is wonderful for plants. It is wonderful for polishing glass.
Mopping your floors. We mop our floors with it.
Hardwood floors.
Hardwood floors are
no
amazing.
streaks. It leaves none of that white streak. Awesome for humidifiers. If you guys, where we're at here, we have to have humidifiers because we're so dry here. When you utilize this in a humidifier, it doesn't leave any of that white film on stuff. I have a guy that's a piano guy, he's got a grand piano. Man, he absolutely loves this. He can keep his humidity proper, and he doesn't have to keep dusting his piano night and day. And I guess, it's a big black. I'm not a piano guy,
but some beautiful wood. Yeah. But I will tell you, I run a diffuser, and so those of you who use essential oils, 6.0 in your diffuser, I've had the same diffuser for, I don't even know how long I've had that thing. I use it 24/7. Yep. When it runs out, it beeps at me. I go fill it up again, and I keep it running all the time. And I've had it, 13, 15 years, whatever it is, but I use 6.0 in it, and it doesn't build up the calcium in there. It doesn't build up, the crud that gets in them. I use it on that. We're used to our dry skin in Colorado, so I don't guess we use a humidifier as much, but we do use the humidifier.
Eric, that is a great question. Eric's just asking how long does the machine last? Let me tell you, I have a machine sitting over here that is now 13 years old. Actually 12 years old, excuse me. My first one was 13, but it's in a different location. But this one has been used for 12 years, and I have over 1.3 million gallons of water through it. In our store, we give out around 15,000 gallons a month to our community. And so we water our community. We've been doing that for, like I said, almost 13 years here. Now, this is our new location, guys. We just moved in here 3 days ago. This is brand new. I'd love to show it to you. Maybe one of these days we'll be able to walk through it with you. But I don't know that there is a date. Now, they're estimating 20 years because they've been out for 17. So
here in the U.S.
Yeah, here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, Eric, honestly, if you were standing in front of me, I would look you in the eye and tell you I think it's going to last you the rest of your life because no one is going to use more water than I ever have.
And no one is going to abuse a machine more than we do, guys. Honestly, that machine for the last 2 days, for example, and this is not unusual, it has run for 7 hours straight. Yeah. I mean, non-stop. We've switched it back and forth between different waters, but we have served so many people in the last couple of days because they were excited about our new store.
That's right.
That it has literally run for 7 hours straight. And honestly, that is kind of a norm for us. It runs for many, many hours at one time. And we've just never had any trouble. It produces wonderful water all the time. And we test it. So we know how good our water is.
Constantly. I'm constantly testing my machine. I do a deep clean on my machine each and every week. All of my people who have a machine, we recommend that they do a cleaning on the machine once every quarter and do a deep cleaning every 2 years. But I run more water through a machine in 1 week than most people would run for, 5 years, to be honest. The average consumer uses around 1,500 gallons of water. Average family uses around 1,500 gallons of drinking water a year. So this machine has a filter that's in it that pulls chlorine and soda ash and lime, those sort of things out. It's recommended that be changed at about every 1,500 gallon interval. So about once a year that the machine filter needs to be changed. It has its own cleaning process. And so you can clean the machine and it's an overnight, what's actually about a 6-hour ordeal.
We do it overnight because we know we won't need water in that period of time.
So we just draw our last water for the night and we put it into cleaning mode. We help people with all that. By the way, we do everything that we do here, guys, is we are service based. Everything we do in our store is to assist people who own machines and or assist families who can utilize this water for their health benefits. Okay, so I will tell you guys, we've been using this machine, like I said, for 13 years after that diagnosis, or what they tried to diagnose me with, and it absolutely changed their lives. We have children that it's absolutely changed them to, well, my oldest one is 92 years old, I guess she is now, and so
92.
yeah. so we have just depending on what's going on with people, this is the most universal thing that we've ever had in our house. And by the way, I heard a story this morning. Okay, a lady down in Florida. I was talking with, so I speak with a group of distributors all over the United States, or I should say machine owners. I say distributors, but machine owners. And I was talking to a lady this morning in Florida who said it's love bug season. Love bug season. So that's a bug that's down in Florida, and man, they are just splattering up their cars left and right. So she said, wait, I went to the car wash. I couldn't get it all off. She said, I came home. I took my 11.5 water. She said, I sprayed the whole thing down with water. She said, I used 1 quart on my whole car. And she said, and I'm love bug free.
Well, and I don't know about love bugs, but I'll tell you, when I drive down to New Mexico to one of our stores that are down there, my car comes back splattered with those yellow, ugly, I don't know what color
You don't call them love bugs.
Yeah, they ain't no love bugs. I don't love them bugs, I'll tell you. But I do saturate the front of my car with 11.5 and run it through the car wash, and they are gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've heard of an airplane company that utilizes 11.5 in their cleaning of their airplanes and such, cleans down all the front of all of that. So, I mean, just talking about similar waters, and I know we only touched on a few of the things that you can utilize this water for. Guys, if your eyes do get blurry, you can take a little 9.5 in an eye cup, put it right up to your eye, let those antioxidants just soak into your eye. It's incredible. Helps with dry eye. It helps open up the tear ducts, those sort of things. I mean, there's so many things you can utilize this water for. So let's see, what other things we need to go over? I want to make sure I'm honoring Mark today. I know he's got appointments, and so I don't want to cut into that either. And I don't want him to boot me.
Can we squeeze in 2 quick questions and then wrap up?
Yes.
All right. How long does the machine last? I saw that question asked a couple times. Last time I caught it by air.
Yeah, and so we just went over that, but the machine, our machine, the oldest machine is 12 years, and our oldest one is 13, excuse me, but we've done over 1.3 million gallons of water through. So I can look in the eye, Mark, tell you it's going to last you your whole life. I don't care if you're 8 or 80.
The machines themselves have a 5-year bumper to bumper warranty that comes with them.
Yep.
I will tell you, our old one, 12 years, was well out of warranty when we took a lightning strike to the machine. And we sent it to the company, and they not only fixed it, they paid shipping both ways and gave us an extended 3-year warranty.
We purchased it.
Well, but a 3-year warranty, all for $300. And it was way out of warranty. So the integrity of the company is what sold me more than anything.
I hear you. All right, next one, internationally. So if they're in the UK, if they're in Canada, wherever they're at, can they still call you to find one?
Absolutely.
And
We
they can call
have
us.
machines all over the world. We can ship from anywhere, and I forget, 123 different countries, I think.
And I want to tell you guys something. When you ask international, we are all over in international.
Yep.
And we can ship right from here. You know, give us a call, give Gerald, whatever. But listen, if you guys are on the fence about this, let me tell you, in Europe and Canada, the prices just went up. Okay, we have been very blessed so far that they have not raised the prices on us yet, but it is coming, is what my fear is. Not fear, but concern. So I'm going to tell all of you guys, if you're on the fence, get on it.
We're gonna try to squeeze in 2 more. I know one of them may take you a minute, which means we may have to punt it to our next get together, say in maybe 2 weeks. Next week is slammed. Favor of G, is there a whole house unit?
So the unit itself is a point of use unit only. So once it makes that antioxidant water, you don't want it in the pipes, it'll lose the antioxidant value in the pipes. So we recommend a whole house filtration system. I can connect you with that.
We also
and then
sell
this is a unit that's only point of use.
Yeah, so if they want to get rid of fluoride, anything like that, they're going to need a filtration system separate from that.
Correct.
Call us, we'll get you information on that.
All right, last question for you, and then I got to make it the last one. For cleaning a CPAP machine, so many people are worried about that. I would assume one of the water, when you clean your CPAP, I don't have one. I've never used one, but I've had a lot of people ask me, for suggestions, and I'm like, something I don't know.
Wade uses a CPAP.
Yeah, I use a CPAP. So, so I use 2.5 for cleaning the CPAP, and I also use distilled vinegar, and I'll tell you why. I use the 9.5 water in my CPAP because it is life-giving. So when I'm breathing that water, it brings life into my lungs. Where distilled or reverse osmosis, it is dead water. It supplies my body with nothing. So I use the 9.5, but it leaves minerals behind in the tank, and so we have to clean that with distilled vinegar, and then we clean all of the hardware with 2.5, disinfect. And also my face mask, I use 11.5 because it breaks down the oil that comes off of my face.
Awesome.
That's quick.
All right. In closing, anything you guys want to say, because I've got to get moving?
We just want to thank all of you guys for being here today. Please check us out on our website. Guys, if anybody who reaches out, I will get them a guide. I have a guide that says 68 different uses for the water, and we can email that out. I think it's a PDF. I gotta find that, but I'll make sure and hand that out to each and every one of you. So check us all out. Better H2O. Mark put them all up there, and or myfreewater.com.
All right.
We'll give you the information.
Yeah.
All right, guys, just reach out to them. Thank you for joining, Wade.
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
All right, guys, take care. Yes to Whiskey and Wisdom this evening. There will be a Whiskey and Wisdom and regular news at 7. Bye, guys.
Excellent.